We're live. Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm Jacob. This is Stella. This is Online Boss. We're going to talk to you everything to do with being your own boss online. And feel free to ask us any question. So our special guest today is online business coach Tina from Ontario, Canada. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you for coming on our show today. Why don't you tell us about yourself, like where you live and where you're from?
Sure. I am I live in Ottawa, Ontario. And in Ottawa, there's a lot of government departments, and that's where our parliament sits. So I worked 25 years in the federal government, and then I did about 10 years as a business consultant and working in different provincial governments too. So I was kind of done working in an office environment after 25 years. That's why I left the government. And I'd always been an entrepreneur ever since I was in my early 20s. So I always had a side gig going on.
Oh.
Yeah. So I really, really wanted an online business because I really wanted to start traveling because one of my kids, he's 25 and he's on his own now. And then my daughter's 15. So she'll be going to university in the next 3 years. So I really want to sell everything and become a nomad and travel.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. I'm in my 50s. I'm still young. I still want to, use my brain. I want to keep on learning because I'm a very curious person. But I want to make some cash while I'm traveling,
That's so nice. So I wanted to ask you though. So this is not your first. You're online business owner and coach now, but this is not your first business. Then I must assume. So when you get into your online business, did it require a lot of previous experience for you to bring in, or you just coming without any experience?
No, I did have entrepreneurial experience, but I found this online business, especially with the business model that we have, with the step-by-step training, especially when you're dealing with different social platforms. I found the training really came in handy for me because I was able to understand, first of all, what we were doing, and then to set it up. It was step by step, because if I was to do that on my own, I would have needed some formal training going on. But as an entrepreneur, I stepped in and I knew what I needed to do. Because like any entrepreneur, you have to work at your business. Your business doesn't just run itself by itself. You need to put that work into it. But what I loved about this business is that you're not having to do it 70 hours a week.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's amazing. To me, because of the system and the training, I was able to set up my business in 3 months. If it wasn't for that, it probably take a year or maybe 2 years, because you a lot to learn and a lot to do before you have a business. And I know that because our system has improved so much, now some people has be able to get their business up and running in a month, right? So that's amazing.
Yes, most definitely.
I'm sorry, I was just
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I want to
Go
listen.
You can get your business up in a month, but like I recommend to people is that to really help yourself and help others understand this business, I always say it's not a race. You take your time and you really put that effort in the front end, because then once your business is going, then you really have a good understanding of what you're doing, and you're able to help others then help them build their business. So I always think, take your time. It's not a race.
Right. And Tina, from your story that you mentioned, you already have different kind of experience, and then also an entrepreneurial side gig, and then you jump into this online business. But I'm just curious, do you have, because it's different, right? Each business will be different. As you said, we have to get familiar with the business first. When you first starting this online business, do you have any like struggle and then you overcame it? And if you do have, I want to know how you overcame the struggle.
Oh, it was technology. I didn't grow up with a cell phone or a laptop. I got my first cell phone. I think I was 27 years old.
Oh,
I So yeah, it was technology. When I was in college, that's when I worked with a government department when I was 16, and I worked on the first word processor. Yeah, I learned on a typewriter with carbon copy and different colored whiteout.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So for me, it was technology, and plus being in the government, I was all right with Excel and Word and PowerPoints and stuff like that. But when you're talking working on social media platforms and really developing your business page and advertising and marketing, that was a little bit of a struggle for me. However, that's what I mean. The training was a savings grace for me because it really walked me through it. And sometimes I would procrastinate about a certain areas, and I'm like, okay, Tina, you put your big girl pants on, and if you really want to learn it, then you have to become that expert. So that was a big thing for me. I had to talk to myself, and it's all in mindset too. But it's like everything I touch now, I want to become that expert. So I really work on learning that particular program or software or platform. Um, was it very difficult? No, you just have to put the time in. It's like anything else. When you're learning, you have to put the time in and practice.
Yeah,
yeah,
amazing.
amazing.
Yeah.
Me, I'm not familiar with like spreadsheets and Word documents and all that stuff, but I'm familiar with social media. So that's, everybody started from different place. What about you, Stella? What were you familiar with when you started?
I work in a quality industry. I built a lot of reports, so I'm very familiar with Excel, Word, PowerPoint, blah blah blah. But in social media life, I only post about me, about my kids, posting a picture. But when I jump into this online business, true, it's a new adventure, right? Because I never make any advertising before. But same with you, Tina. The training does help me a lot, and in this community, my mentor, obviously, I back my mentor a lot, and then so it saved me too. We're not working alone.
Exactly. That's what I love about this business. It's your individual business. You are your own owner, but you've got people that are doing the same thing as you, but will help. We're not in competition with each other. We can actually help one another. And that's what's the beautiful is that you can talk to anybody in the world if you've got a question and someone will respond.
Yeah, that's the best thing for us to work online at least. And so, Tina, how is your online success has affect your personal life?
Oh, it doesn't really. I it's just part of our family now. Everybody, like when I have my cell phone, it's like, oh, mom's gonna start taking pictures again. Or I'm like, okay, stop, we gotta take a picture. My daughter is involved. My son is involved. A lot of my friends, and they love that they look at me and say, Tina, you're so happy. And it's like
Yeah,
I found my tribe. Whereas you're working along people that are like-minded, and I'm able to do what I need to do whenever I want to do it, and it just gets incorporated in my day. Like I have a lot of free time, and I've got a rhythm going now because it has been 3 years that I've been doing this business, so it's just part of who I am now.
Yeah,
So
it's fun when you can do it with your family, right? Even my two little kids, they also love to. When I have a Zoom, usually they will come barge into my room and then hello, hello, hello. They feel like it's part of them too, which is
Yeah,
amazing,
yeah.
right? Do you have any special time arrangement with your family? Okay, this is mommy office time, and then this is so how much hours you spend in a day for your business? Oh,
Um, I'm sporadic. So I'm a morning person. So I will spend maybe an hour in the morning after I do I've got a routine that I do in the morning, and an hour. And then throughout the day, it's just depending if I have strategy calls with new business owners, or if people want, I do a lot of mentoring. It all depends. Sometimes it's 3 hours, sometimes it's an hour, sometimes it's 4 hours. It all depends on how I've set up my day and what other personal stuff I have around it. So I fit everything around each other.
yeah, that's nice. So, but you are an online business coach. What do you think is the biggest factor that will determine a person's success online?
If they're coachable, we're not like when somebody starts a business, you're not the expert and you're not the professional. It's all a learning curve, and the longer that you're doing your business, and I truly believe is that I when I talk with people, I'm like, the more you put into your business is the more you will get out of it, and not only financially, but when it comes to personal growth and mindset, you're always going to learn so much about yourself.
mm-hmm.
And it
Yeah,
takes there's a certain amount of pride. Like when I look at when I first started to where I am today, I'm very prideful about what I've learned and what I've accomplished and what I've done, and I continue doing. It's I'm still learning. I'm still curious. I'm still jump out of bed in the morning thinking, okay, what am I going to be doing today, or how am I going to set my day up doing my business? And it's just a part of me. I just So I let people know that, and it all stems to what you want in your life.
Wow. You remind me of my olden days when each Monday night, no, Sunday night, I'll be that super afraid
Yeah.
to sleep because I'm imagining myself have to wake up and come back to my office again. You know that feeling. But
Yep.
in this business, I feel that liberty that, oh yeah, I can expand myself more. And then you are right, because we have flexible time, we have more time to learning about ourselves. We are so busy. I was so busy that I don't understand myself at first, but I'm so grateful too that that's part of my development, understanding myself. It's
Yep.
yeah.
yeah, I think that's so beautiful. For me is I this working online, it made me always stay on track with my goals.
Yeah.
Before, when I was working for somebody else, it was a really, no matter what you do when you're working for somebody else, it's always really stressful. Your boss make it that way for you. And then for me, when it gets to the weekend, I always wind down so much that I forgot my goal. I forgot what the
Mhm.
purpose of my life is. And then on Sunday night, I need to like prepare myself to go back to that working reality. So that's like, it's not a good thing. But right now, like from since I started my business online, I always stay on track because every day I always work a little bit for myself and for the business. So I think that's the best thing. Yeah.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Tina, when you know when we have a conventional business, we meet people face to face, right? But when it comes to online, uh, there will be a higher skepticism. Do you have that before before you jump into the business?
It's funny when I started this business, I really didn't care what people thought. I knew what I wanted, and I knew in my heart
Wow.
right from the get-go that I was like, oh, I found it. So I started, boom, right away.
Wow.
And I just, yeah, I didn't really care what people thought. It was, I'm doing what I'm doing. So I didn't really get a lot of pushback from people because I was, like I say, my daughter, you do you, boo boo. You know, I just did me. And if people were skeptical, well, you know, that's what I'm here for. Ask me questions, engage with me. It's all right, because I was skeptical. Like, you have to. There's so many things that are online, and I did surf through all those until I found this business. That's why I knew this business. When I looked at the business model, I'm like, this is what I've been looking for. But I asked a lot of questions because I'm a curious person, and you have to make sure what you're getting into. So I like that. It's like, yes, ask me questions. If you want to Zoom, or if you want to talk on the phone, or if you want to go for a coffee, let's do that. Because, you know, it's a business. So if they're interested and they want to become a business owner, well, you know, I appreciate due diligence. I think everybody should do it.
Yeah.
So if you're communicating that information, then it makes people feel more comfortable, and then they can make an informed decision on their own.
Wow. I can see you're a go-getter. I like it. I'll get it.
So, as a business coach, you are coaching a lot of people, I'm sure. And how do you keep them motivated?
Personally, it's not my job to motivate anybody. I'm already a mom with 2 kids. We're all adults here. I think that if people want their business, it's up to them to motivate themselves. Each person has their own journey. Each person has their own experience and past and all that. And when you're in a business like ours, it comes back and bites you in the butt a little bit to, like, say, okay, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Do you want this business or not? I like doing a lot of training and showing, like, sharing what I've learned, and sharing, if I take some online training, well, I'll share it with other business owners, or if I find something out, I'll share it with them. So that's my way of keeping connected with everybody. And I find that it's really important that if you're sharing information, that everybody's learning, you know, and nobody's losing out on that. But in the motivation, it's up to me to motivate myself. And I think it's an individual that everybody needs to do that.
Yeah. I think that's like the best way to motivate people, because you connecting with people, not just like going after them and go, hey, why haven't you done something that you're supposed to do? That's not, to me, that's not motivating. That's more like,
Nope.
like putting pressure on people. But you giving people something, that you connecting people, you reminding people that, hey, I'm a coach, I'm your coach, I'm giving you information, you have a business that you need to do. So I think that's the best way to motivate people. At least that, to me, that is. Right.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah. Most definitely. And you got to keep it light too. It's not, you know, the way I look at it is that if you want change, you have to really look at oneself and show people by example, you know. So some people do it, some people they won't, but we're all individual, and everybody has a story, everybody has a life, everybody has different ways of thinking. So I think if there's respect there and no judgment and just open love, then, you know.
Totally agree with you. One last question. What is the biggest takeaway from this entrepreneurial journey for you?
Oh, there's so many. There is so many. Like I said before, it's I'm really prideful because my son has a bachelor's in business administration, and he did dabble into the marketing and advertising. And it's really cool that we can have a lot of interesting conversations when it comes to business, because he's entrepreneurial too. He actually is a music producer, self-taught, and opened up his own record label. So we do a lot of chatting. It's my daughter, like my kids are very entrepreneurial. So he actually comes to me now and says, well, Mom, he goes, I want to run an ad on Facebook. What should I do and all that? So, and he went to university and he said, Mom, the crap that they taught us has nothing to do with the real life of what's really happening as a business entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just ironic where he says, and that's what he said, like for my son to say, you know what, Mom, you look so happy. I'm so proud of you, because he goes, you work really hard at what you've built. So that for me, that takeaway is having my kids look up to me and just have pride in their heart to see me go every day. For me, that's all I need.
Wow.
But everything, there's been a lot. There's the learning curve and technology and stuff like that, and age. And anybody can do this at any age. And that's what I love about this. If you've got an open heart and you're determined and you've got something to prove to yourself, then anybody can do this.
Awesome.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that with us today. That really inspired me. I'm sure inspired Stella as well. I'm sure that will inspire a lot of everybody on our page. So thank you so much for coming on to sharing that with us today. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I will see you guys next week when we're back. Bye for now.
Thank you.